For the latest in strategic affairs, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon for updates.
Dr. Leo, just starting with you, we talked about this last week, but now we've had that virtual summit. From the readouts from both sides, we see, Xi Jinping talking about, whether there are those in Taiwan who are seeking independence and their supporters in the US. He called them as playing with fire, while President Biden reiterated the US's long-standing one China stand. How do you see, the Taiwan question in these talks, Dr. Liu?
Thank you. Well, I think the Taiwan issue actually becomes more and more important and salient between the talks between the US and China leaders. And this is something that we don't see for the past few decades. Well, there are more important issues that US and China had to deal with. And Taiwan issue actually, have to make way out of that. And the Taiwanese government actually they prefer this way because they, no leaders of Taiwan want Taiwan to be the focus on the negotiation table between China and the United States. But now we have to face the issue is that the balance of power between the US and China is changing. So the military preponderance and the advantages the US has been enjoying for the past few decades now has been encroached by the growing, national military power of the PLA. So that's why they have to draw lines, or like Biden has said, the guardrail has to be created between US and China to manage the possible crisis that we will see more and more often for the future. And what lies in the core of the agreements that regulate the relationship between the two great powers are the three communiques and the Taiwan Relations Act. This is the commonalities that exist between these two great powers. However, this is a structure constructed by the documents in history that reflects what's happening during that time of signing rather than what's happening for now. But there are some flexibilities existing inside, so that the both sides actually can find a space for interpretation of all these regulations they're trying to follow.
Dr. Kuo, your thoughts, because Xi Jinping also said that China will continue to be patient and it seeks peaceful reunification. That's if Taiwan's secessionists don't provoke or cross the red line. Dr. Kuo?
Yeah, I generally agree. I mean, I think that, both China and the United States recognize that they've had several decades of 40 years of cooperation, and now the relationship is shifting over to competition because they have mutually incompatible interests over Taiwan, over freedom of navigation in the South and East China Seas. You're seeing that the region is starting to coalesce into camps with Japan, Australia, the Philippines, Taiwan, and also partly South Korea tightening their security relationship with the United States in order to hedge against a rising China. I agree with Dr. Liu that the articulations of the One China policy, the communiques, there is some wiggle room here, but I tend to think that the actions speak a little bit louder here, and so we're seeing things like AUKUS, like deployment of troops. Training troops in American Special Forces troops to train Taiwanese counterparts. I think you're seeing that, yes, while there might be this political framework that the U.S. acknowledges China's position on the One China policy, we're starting to see a rift in that based on the actual actions on the ground.